All right, so today here we have the Republican chairman of the House Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence, Devin Nunes, uh, the Honorable Devin Nunes. By the way, this is his memo as it relates to. Well, let's just read through. Dear Mr. Chairman, on January 29th, 2018, the House Permanent Select Committee of Intelligence, hereinafter the committee, voted to disclose publicly a memorandum containing classified information provided to the committee in connection with its oversight activities. The memorandum attached to this letter, as provided by Clause 11G of Rule X of the House of Representatives, the committee has forwarded this memorandum to the President based on its determination that the release of this memorandum would serve the best public interest. Okay, this is all just about how it's legal for them to do this, and let's skip to the actual information. Okay, Honorable Paul Ryan, Donald Trump has signed it, or his council has signed it, and here you have the Honorable Paul Ryan and the Honorable Adam Schiff. They have all signed it. Here we go. This is now unclassified, so here we go. Purpose. The memorandum provides members of an update on significant facts relating to the committee's ongoing investigation into the Department of Justice and the Federal Bureau of Investigation, their use of foreign intelligence, and the FISA court. And our findings, which are detailed below. Number one, raise concerns with the legitimacy and legality of certain DOJ and FBI interactions with the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Court. In other words, they're talking about the FISA here. And they too represent a troubling breakdown of the legal process established to protect the American people from abuses related to the FISA process. So here's the investigation update. On October 21st, 2016, DOJ and FBI sought and received a FISA probable cause order, not under Title, authorizing electronic surveillance on Carter Page from the FISC. Page is a U.S. citizen who served as a volunteer advisor to Trump presidential campaign. Consistent with requirements under FISA, the application had to be first certified by the director or deputy director of the FBI. It then required the approval of the Attorney General, Deputy Attorney General, or the Senate confirmed Assistant Attorney General for the National Security Division. The FBI and DOJ obtained one initial FISA warrant targeting Carter Page and 3 FISA renewals from the FISC, as required by Statute 50 U.S.C. in 1805 D, Section 1. A FISA ordered on an American citizen must be renewed by the FISC every 90 days, and each renewal requires separate findings of probable cause. So they have to renew their probable cause in order to continue having the valid FISA warrant. Then Director James Comey signed 3 FISA applications in question on behalf of the FBI, and Deputy Director Andrew McCabe signed one. So the FISA warrants, or the FISA applications in question right now, were signed by Director James Comey and Andrew McCabe, Deputy Director. So then DAG Sally Yates, the acting DAG, Dana Bachnet, I don't know, I can't read that, Bonet, and Dagrod Rosenstein each signed one or more FISA applications on the behalf of the DOJ. Due to the sensitive nature of foreign intelligence activity, FISA submissions, including renewals, before the FISC are classified. As such, the public's confidence in the integrity of the FISA process depends on the court's ability to hold the government to the highest standard, particularly as it relates to the surveillance of American citizens. However, the FISC rigor in protecting rights of Americans, which was reinforced by the 90-day renewals of surveillance orders, is necessarily dependent on the government's production to the court of all material and relevant facts. This should include information potentially favorable to the target of the FISA application that is known by the government. In the case of Carter Page, the government had at least 4 independent opportunities before the FISC to accurately provide an accounting of the relevant facts. However, our findings indicate that, as described below, material and relevant information was omitted. So the dossier compiled by Christopher Steele on behalf of the Democratic National Committee and the Hillary Clinton campaign formed an essential part of the Carter Page FISA application. Steele was a longtime FBI source who was paid over $160,000 by the DNC in the Clinton campaign via the law firm of Perkins Coie and research of Fusion GPS to obtain derogatory information on Donald Trump's ties to Russia. Neither the initial application in October 2016 nor any of the renewals disclosed the reference of the role of the DNC Clinton campaign and any other campaign funding Steele efforts, even though the political origins of Steele dossier were then known to senior DOJ and FBI officials. So they knew it was coming from a political opposition party. They knew it was opposition research. That is what this indicates. And let's see what else we got here. The initial FISA application notes Steele was working for a named U.S. person, but does not name Fusion GPS or Principal Glenn Simpson, who was paid by a U.S. law firm, also Perkins Coie, there's a name again, representing the DNC. Even though it was known by the DOJ at the time, the political actors were involved with the Steele dossier. The application did not mention Steele was ultimately working on the behalf and paid by the DNC Clinton campaign, or that the FBI had separately authorized payment to Steele for the same information. So what we're having here is a little bit of collusion, it appears, between not Trump and Russia, but the Clinton campaign and the DNC and, wait for it, the FBI? Is that what we're seeing here? Is that what we're reading? Let's continue. Carter Page FISA application also cited extensively on September 23rd, 2016, Yahoo News article by Michael blah blah, which focuses on Page July 2016 trip to Moscow. This article does not corroborate the Steele dossier because it is derived from information leaked by Steele himself to Yahoo News. The Page FISA application incorrectly assesses that Steele did not directly provide information to Yahoo News. Steele admitted to British court filings that he met with Yahoo News and several other outlets in 2016. September 2016, and the direction of Fusion GPS. Perkins Coie was aware of Steele's initial media contacts because they hosted at least one meeting in Washington, D.C. in 2016 with Steele and Fusion GPS where the matter was discussed. Let's take a breather. So, Steele's numerous encounters with the media violated the cardinal rule of source handling. Maintaining confidentiality demonstrated that Steele had become a less than reliable source for the FBI. So he was going to be leaking information to media sources. They've discovered that he was prone to do that. Therefore, he's not really a good contact for the FBI and knowing FBI information. Okay, before and after Steele was terminated as a source, he maintained contact with the DOJ via the Associate Deputy Attorney General Bruce Orr, a senior DOJ official who worked closely with the Deputy Attorney General Yates and later Rosenstein. Shortly after the election, the FBI began interviewing or documenting his communications with Steele. For example, in September 2016, Steele admitted to Orr his feelings against the candidate Trump when Steele said he was desperate that Donald Trump not get elected and was passionate about him not being president. This is clear evidence of Steele's bias. This clear evidence of Steele's bias was recorded by Orr at the time and subsequently in official FBI files, but not reflected in any of Page FISA applications. During the same time period, Orr's wife was employed by Fusion GPS to assist in the cultivation of opposition research on Trump. Orr later provided the FBI with all of his wife's opposition research paid for by the DNC and the Clinton campaign via Fusion GPS. The Orr's relationship with Steele and Fusion GPS was inexplicably concealed from the FISC. According to the head of the FBI's Counterintelligence Division, Assistant Director Bill Priestep, corroboration of the Steele dossier was in its infancy at the time of the initial Page FISA application. After Steele was terminated, a source validation report conducted by the independent unit within the FBI, Steele's reporting as only minimally corroborated. In early January 2017, Director Comey briefed President-elect Trump on a summary of the Steele dossier, even though it was, according to the June 2017 testimony, salacious and unverified. While the FISA application relied on Steele's past record of credible reporting in other unrelated matters, it is ignored or concealed his anti-Trump financial and ideological motivations. Furthermore, Deputy Director McCabe testified before the committee on December 2017 that no surveillance warrant would have been sought from the FSC without Steele dossier information. The Page files application also mentions information regarding fellow Trump campaign advisor George Papadopoulos, but there is no evidence of any cooperation or conspiracy between Page and Papadopoulos. The Papadopoulos information triggered the opening of an FBI counterintelligence investigation in late July 2016 by FBI agent Peter Strzok. Strzok was reassigned by the Special Counsel Office to FBI Human Resources for improper text messages with his mistress, FBI attorney Lisa Page. So here we have two FBI agents here. Talking to each other. They have a little relationship. FBI attorney Lisa Page, no known relation to Carter Page, where they both demonstrated a clear bias against Trump in favor of Clinton, from whom Strzok had also investigated. So Strzok had a biased investigation into someone that he had no intention of prosecuting, i.e. Clinton. The Strzok-Lisa Page text also reflects an extensive discussion about the investigation orchestrating leaks to the media and include a meeting with Deputy Director McCabe to discuss an insurance policy against President Trump's election. So what this says right here is you have two acting FBI officials conspiring to orchestrate leaks to the media and discuss a insurance policy with an Deputy Director McCabe, so an FBI Deputy Director, for an insurance policy against President Trump's election. So take it for what it is. This is the dossier. If you want to find it, go to Google and type in Republican memo. I'm sorry, this is the memo. Type in Republican memo, and you can find it February. If you add the date to it, that'll make it easier to find as well. Thank you.